Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello, Buckeye Nation. Jeff Rash here for the Gilmer Coaches Show. I'm joined today by my co-host of the broadcast. Ever needs no introduction, Mr. Todd Robinson, of course, and our good friend, head coach and athletic director for the Gilmer Buckeyes, and victorious once again, Mr. Alan Metzel. So, Alan, congratulations on another win.
Thank you.
We never doubted you.
Not for a second.
Not for a minute.
I appreciate that.
So, Buckeyes escaped again with a 34-21. Was that what it was? 34-21 win against the Chaparrals. And, Alan, they were better than I anticipated.
They're really good. They were a solid team. We had said their defensive line was going to be a handful. They were. You know, they did a good job. You got to see some of the speed they had.
Yeah.
Their line was gritty, a lot of buck sweep type stuff. And they battled the whole game and really played well. They actually threw the ball a little more efficiently than I had seen.
Yeah.
and so hats off to them. They hit a few
knew
plays.
They had to.
Right.
Number 10.
Yeah, number 10 was number 10. Brown was number 1. I thought the key thing was how he played on defense and taking to Eric out of the game. They played him man-to-man all over the field the whole first half.
He did a good job.
But the surprise to me was they coming in with the other quarterback, number 12. They got nothing going with the big number 3 defensive end who really was just catch the ball and hand it off on film anyway. And then 12 came in and the game kind of changed.
Yeah, and he's played throughout the year. In fact, he played against Van a good bit, probably close to half the game. And so he's, he obviously gave them a spark. He made several key runs. There were a time or two on that drive right before half where he broke a tackle and was able to get a first down a couple of times, and then threw that really nice pass to one on the rail right as it was halftime. So
tall kid, all he had to do was fall forward and get a first down.
He's about 6'5" or so.
Yeah, he's a
big
tall
guy.
Kid. I thought they had a lot of weapons. Todd mentioned on the broadcast at the pregame that he reminded everybody that we won state this year in track, and number 2 by like a point was those guys.
That's right.
So
they were second.
There's a lot of speed on.
Oh
that
yeah,
field,
number 1, number 10. They had another guy. I don't remember which number he was off the top of my head, but all 3 of those guys were at the state track meet last year.
Well, they had some weapons. I thought the defense did a good job, especially that second half, that fourth quarter, especially. They really came alive.
I agree.
What do you do in halftime? What are you saying? Like, I know y'all go in there and make adjustments and whatever, but what are you saying to the guys, and what do you think turned that around?
Well, there's different things, different games. You handle it differently. I felt like we were. I'm not just referencing the defense, but we were a little flat at times in the second quarter, and so there was a little bit of, men, do you want today to be it? Or are we going to say no more and let's go take care of it? So that. To me, you have to just own at times, hey, we're not playing like we need to. We got to step up. And it's critical that the seniors are the ones that lead that. And I thought they did. The other part of it, really, which to me is just as equally important, is just honing in on your techniques, on the fits and so forth. The difference between a successful play and shutting people down, it can be just playing half a person leverage instead of being head up. And so the guy hooks you versus you stay outside and turn him into the linebacker or whatever. So, just going in, having that talk with Coach Edwards and the staff and then with us with the offense, you just go back over this is what's happening in real time now, and then they start to make those things happen and you get people off the field.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Well, let's look at some film from this week, and then we're going to move on to the most important thing, and that's next week.
Dun, dun, dun.
There you go.
All right, so here's some great highlights in this game. The first one is that you're going to guide us through here is Caden Tennyson's 75-yard TD run. He looked like he was pretty gassed at the end of that one, too.
Yeah. He had to run a little further than normally he runs, but great job by him. Super job blocking. These guys on defense, they do a really good job of getting that extra hat to the side where the ball is going. And so we were able, when you run your quarterback, you get to match a hat for a hat, and that's what took place here. I've got it drawn up. You'll see some of the blocks that were able due to our angle. So you're going to see our inside receiver, that's Brendan Webb, he's going to block the outside backer. We're going to take Tarek in and block the safety. And now you can put the running back, which is Will Henderson, on the corner and get Caden to the outside. So that's what takes place. Each one of these guys takes care of their guy. Right there, there's Brendan, there's Tarek, there goes Will, and then here goes Caden. Of course, Caden does it, and that was G back there instead of Tarek. But great job by Caden making one guy miss, the backside safety, and then now you're headed in for a touchdown. That's big, getting that early lead.
Well, you know, there was a play, I think that same play you called, where it got called back. And that's when, I remember the lick that Will threw on that guy. Yeah, they called it for holding.
That was actually the punt return,
I think. Well, there's two. He's talking about a play where it actually is, it's a little bit different, similar, where we drop back to pass, Caden boots out, and then you've got Will on the outside backer, and then we're running a pass route. And if they cover the pass, then Will blocks the outside backer and Caden runs. And we picked up about 8 or 9 yards. Terrible call. I'm just going to say it. The guy, honestly, it was like an NBA flop. He gets blocked, and then he knows he's not making the play, and he throws his hands up and just falls on his back. And they threw a flag. But it is what it is.
I promised myself since it's Sunday I wouldn't say anything negative. So I'll just say this. The referees are from Houston. I know that. That's all. We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. There you go.
What else we got, Todd?
Well, 32. I mean, what a weapon with his leg all year long on both sides. I thought really Brandon Pate was kind of almost the player of the game in terms of the key moments when he delivered with his foot. This is, I think, a field goal attempt, which he's just been ice cold. Just ice water in his veins all year. But punting the football, wow, what a
super
weapon.
job, no doubt. He's really been a huge factor in many games this year, and we see it here. You know, you get down, depending on, I always hate kicking field goals, quite frankly. I prefer to go for it, and a lot of times we do. But we also have to understand we're deep in the playoffs. Every point is so critical. And if we're not in a margin where I feel is comfortable, then we're going to go with the field goal unit. And the great thing is, at this point, it's like the unit's name. We call them the automatics, and he has been. So here we see him, jogs out, lines up, and there's Braden right there. Great snap by Grayson Bates. Will Gross has been very handsy, did a great job on one of the high ones in the game, getting the ball down, and then we pick up another 3 points.
Yeah, critical. He has, like Todd said, he's been great all year. This next one we're going to view is Gaden Tennyson to Brendan Webb. This was a touchdown pass.
We've got Brendan on the inside. We've got Tarek on the outside. So we're going to run a quick out with Tarek to try and hold that corner, get him to take him. And then now Brendan is one-on-one with the safety. And so for Caden, he's just got to be in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, hitch, throw it to the grass out there in the edge of the end zone, and just drops it right on him. Let me go ahead and let it play out here. So watch the route. You can see as he clears the outside backer, sticks his foot, runs to the corner.
What a good pass.
Yeah, just dropped it right on him. Super job.
Well, great route stemming that and faking the post, but you can tell that the timing, not only has that been practiced a million times, but it's executed perfectly.
Exactly. Really well done there.
And this next one is just Will being Will.
Yeah, this is just an outside zone. We had run the ball a handful of times right over and felt like they were a little bit gassed right here. And so now you get inside the 10, they're trying to pinch, they're trying to close off the inside run. And so we just line up fast and get outside with an outside zone play. Well blocked by the offensive line, and then our guys on the edge, our fullback, our inside receiver, our outside receiver, you can just see once he gets to the tackles area, it's for Will, it's a walk-in. For me, I'd had to have sprinted, but for Will, he just kind of trots in there.
This is another 3 points put on the board by the Pate and
Peyton crew.
Peyton and the automatics.
There you go, the automatics. So there he is again. Again, our margin, we'd come back, we'd gotten ahead, but we're not ahead by much. And so every point matters, and so here we go. We're just going to put us in a position to where if they were to score again, now all we would need would be a field goal to get ahead. So go with the guy who's hot right now. He punches it right through, pick up another 3, which obviously is 6 points he's given us already.
Yeah.
And at that point in the game, we were still kind of
feeling
back
our
and
way.
forth, and then all of a sudden, Black Flag shows up and just changes everything in a matter of a series.
I agree. You know, they could go down and take the lead here, and at this point, our guys just rise up. So here's 3 big defensive plays right in a row. The first one's by Aaron Bell. He's playing linebacker, and you're just going to see him absolutely destroy the running back as he tracks him and then hits him and just blows him up. I'm gonna show you from the end zone view as well, so that you can see him as he hits and just drives him backwards. You know, that kind of sets a tone, you know, right there of no more. You're not getting in. And that's what you're going to see here for the next several plays.
Yeah, this next one was Elias. And this was absolutely crucial. I believe this was 3rd down, right?
This was second
This
short.
was second short.
And,
that turned into 3rd and long
jumped
right
in
now.
there and dropped him for a loss. This was crucial.
Exactly. So you'll see him here. He plays his outside leverage. And there again, that's what I was referencing a minute ago on keeping that contain. Watch how he plays outside leverage, doesn't get hooked, meets the back in the backfield, and a big loss.
And he wraps him up. It's a good tackle.
Absolutely. Great job. It was physical, and puts us in a position where now they're going to have to throw the ball, which is not what they like to do, you know. And so I've got Aaron circled here. So this is one of the plays that they've run throughout the year. It's one that we worked in our team sessions this past week, and you're going to see how when Aaron starts to see the play start, he runs right where the ball's going. So just follow him here. Great job of preparation. Watch how he just gets right to his hook zone, right to where it's going, picks it.
High points the ball, and then an 87-yard pick six.
That's right.
Cuts inside. Look at this last 10 yards. He's like, are we there yet?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, it was moving away from him, and he got in there. What a huge turning point in the game.
He had a heck of a game.
He really did.
He is, and that pick six is great, but just his overall defensive stance that he did was just amazing.
Well, his physicality brings so much to our team, and he's playing linebacker now gives us so much more range, because now you've got him that we're keeping the blockers off of, and then he's punishing people from tackle to tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brings such a physicality to the defense, and you know, let's hand it to him. He started the year at linebacker,
Right.
and has moved kind of all over because obviously
By necessity,
Yeah.
we needed him down
Yeah.
until some guys kind of came on, and then we were able to slide him back. So
I like him wherever you put him.
yeah, same here.
Maybe not free safety.
If we
but
could
other
clone
than
him,
that,
then we'd
that
be,
was my
yeah,
concept.
we could do
Is
that.
that
It'd
I'm
be
not
great.
sure if we could take on double zeros, but I
Right.
would take it if we could.
We'd go with it. No
So this
doubt.
next one is another pick.
You
this
bet.
time Tate.
So now, you know, we've got them, they're behind the 8 ball, so to speak. They've got to throw to try and catch up, and which allows us to be able to play a little bit deeper, get extra guys in the secondary. And so we've got Tarek back here. He's sitting in the deep third, and so now he's just reading the quarterback. He's trying to hit his guy on a seam, and, you know, our guy who's on him is able to play under a sag coverage where he can't hit him going up the seam because he knows he has Tarek over the top. So here's Tarek, and he just jumps right in front, makes the pick, and then a great return, moves, you know, flips the field, puts us in a position where we can, you know, just run the clock down.
Yeah, I think I could play trail coverage if I had 3 behind me too.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
that's
yeah.
just not
I'd
fair.
be in
He's
trail
such-
coverage.
He's such an athlete.
There you
And
go.
then this last one is the third pick of the game.
Yeah.
And this time it was the G-Man.
The G-Man, Jeremiah Noble. Again, he's playing very similar to what Tarek was doing there. And, of course, he has tremendous hands. Great job of seeing the route and making the pick. There he is. I've got him circled. And you can just watch him. His job here is stay deep, nothing behind him. He sees the route, goes and makes the pick. And then, you know, smart play by him. He knows, just go down. You know, the only thing that happened at that point is a bad thing, us losing the ball. So then we were able to go out and just take a knee, and the game was over.
Yeah. One of my staff members is from Aubrey. And so I think she was relieved that they lost, because it would have been a long week for her at work this week had they not. But
Yeah.
congratulations.
There you
And
go.
Jeff relentlessly texted her before the game
Yeah.
and wore her completely out. So
I'm
thank
like, I
you
wanna-
for
I know.
covering his back, because
Yeah,
it would
I
have
was
been
kind of talking
bad.
some trash.
Right.
So I was like, I'm sorry for what's about to happen to the team. And so I was happy to get a win.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you
Didn't
go.
make me look bad.
We
so.
try and do.
All right, so that
what
one's
we
in the
need to.
books. Congratulations. And on to round 4. Okay. Oh, by the way, I want to point out once again, I saw on Facebook where everybody was posting this last week, the best Gilmer tradition, Buckeyes practicing on Thanksgiving morning.
17 straight years.
17 straight years.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty incredible.
You know, Joe, I think I said it last week, Joe made the point that the seniors this year, their whole life, Thanksgiving, we've been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Their whole life.
Since they were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Since
neat.
the year they were born.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you two guys. I'm not that old, but 17 times in a row we've been practicing on Thanksgiving, and just think about it. There's a handful of schools in the whole state of Texas or in the nation that can actually make that statement.
Oh, no, yeah.
And to have it happen here, we're spoiled rotten as
Oh, it's
fans.
fun.
We take it for granted, but
fun.
just to wake up on Thanksgiving morning and go,
Yeah, the boys are
boys
there.
are up practicing
Hey, I
right
had
now.
my son up here, for
A lot of
few
years.
Yeah.
That's right.
But what's crazy is when that streak started, none of us had gray hair.
There you go.
Think about that for a minute.
Well, I had a lot
Now
more
look
hair.
at it.
Yeah.
We're fat and
right.
gray. All right.
There you go.
So let's talk about the game.
The
All
game.
right. So this will be the one everybody's going to be watching. It's going to be in Tyler, Texas, 7 o'clock Friday night, Rose Stadium. We always play well in Rose Stadium.
We have.
Had a lot of good wins
of
in
good
Rose
games.
Stadium. But we're going up against number 1 ranked Carthage Bulldogs. What do we expect?
Well, it's one of those things where you go back and you look at Texas Magazine, Texas Football Magazine, the start of the year, I'm going through, they picked us second in the district. They picked the matchup. Carthage wins their district. They beat PG and play us this is all in the preseason thing. And then they beat us and go win the state championship. And you're like, well, dang, okay. And here we are. And
got
so
some of it right.
they got up to this point, correct.
Yeah.
And so we're in a position, I feel like, and it's what we'll be talking about with our team this week is, nobody expects you to win, us to win. That it's all C, all the way across on the prognosticators and so forth. It gives you an opportunity to have one of those moments where your back's against the wall and you find out what's in you. And you come out and just let it.
Lose.
That's right. Just
let
it
it
go
all
rip.
hang out.
That's
Let it
right.
hang out.
That's right.
Hey, look, you need to show the boys the score between was it Belleville and Silsbee? Silsbee's ranked number 2,
Right.
behind Carthage, ahead of us, and they got blown out like 63 to 14 or something like that.
it's
I mean,
close.
they got crushed.
It's the thing that I love about high school football, because you're talking about 17 and 18-year-old kids and sometimes 16-year-old kids. Quite frankly, we saw PG and have seen what Josh has done over there because in our district, right? You know you're going to have to play him. I think purposefully and wisely, both Coach Surratt and you have basically said, nah, let's just leave our preseason game off the table because we know this week's coming. They've known it's coming since 2-a-days. We've known it's coming since 2-a-days. They had their big war last week. I think Pleasant Grove played them a great game. But my thought is that the way we have been successful against Pleasant Grove is matchups. And they're big, strong, fast. We knew that that's what they were. I think we talked about it during the PG week. 3 or 4 things at the very beginning, starting with the opening kickoff, that could have been different because PG's not really made to chase us from behind if we can get out into a lead. If they can get on a lead, 2 scores, and then sit on the ball, which is exactly what they did, they're a turnover away from having happened what happened. Carthage, I think this year, honestly, I think we match up better with Carthage than we matched up with PG, especially this year. I'm not saying advantages because they're very well coached. They execute well. Athletically, it's a different challenge for us at the quarterback position than it would have been if we played. And it would have been if we played
Well,
Pleasant
and let's
Grove.
face it, Carthage is lucky to get out of there with a win.
That
ball could have went either way, and they had some good things to happen to them with penalties, and it just landed in their lap at the end. But that could have went either way. And also you'll admit this. We played a terrible game against PG.
We did.
The worst one of the year probably, and they played lights out. Maybe the best game all year. So yeah, they had a big win, and they're a great team. And I'm not taking anything away from them. But the reason we always say the reason we play the game, is because you don't know what's going to happen. And so I think I agree with Todd. Matchup wise, I think we look good. They got good athletes. We got some good athletes. It's going to be who wants it the most, who plays physical. The line of scrimmage is going to be determining the game.
No doubt.
That's where it's going to be won. It's the big guys that don't get their
Line of
names called
scrimmage.
out
Right.
enough, but that's where the game's going to be won or lost right there. So, anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
And Buckeye fans,
No,
make sure
I
you
do
come
want.
out.
I want to brag, okay? Because the Army showed up
Yeah,
and
they
showed
did.
out this
Fans
week.
were awesome.
We outnumbered the Aubrey guys 2-1. We were loud. Everybody the day after Thanksgiving, there wasn't any too much turkey eating and Tetraban coma or anything else. We were alive in the stands.
Yeah, that's fun.
I think the kids really responded to that when it came down to that fourth quarter and we got that slam the door stop. And it is going to come down to the last play of the game. The two best teams, in my opinion, in 4A Division II in terms of athletics and everything else are going to be squaring off. Every single little thing's going to matter. And if you think staying home is the place you want, I hope nobody's watching our broadcast if we get to broadcast.
Yeah, we're not even, and let's go ahead and mention that. We're not sure, we find out this week if we'll have the rights to broadcast this game. The UIL controls that, not us. I want to say that again. If we can, we'll bring it to you. We will be on air, so you'll be able to watch the replay the next day, and you'll also be able to listen to us on GilmerBuckeyes.com, and they're going to have the Facebook and the YouTube sound only.
I'm sure it depends on what the UIL
Okay,
says.
so we're waiting on UIL. You might want to look on the website.
No,
this
but
week
here's my advice. Don't chance it. Don't chance it.
Yeah.
Get your
Notre Dame.
ticket. Come out to the football.
That's
It's
where we're
Friday
gonna go.
night at
That's where
7
we're
o'clock.
headed with this, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to broadcast. We're going to try. If not, it'll be on. They'll have to go watch it.
NFHS.
Yeah, and so you're going to be stuck with that. So, but the best view in the house is going to be in the house, and the Buckeyes play so much better. There's plenty of room. There's no excuse not to come. You will have a seat guaranteed. Tyler's not far. You can go to Mercado's. You know, the whole shooting match. Make a day of it. Come bring your family. Make lots of noise. Bring noisemakers with you. Because this game, I mean, I'm telling you, crowds make a difference, right?
They do.
The atmosphere of the game,
Sure.
the boys, the energy, the momentum, right? We talk about that all the time.
We're the visiting team, and we hadn't been beat this year as
Yeah.
the visiting team.
Don't sit and listen to us. Come to the game. If you've not been to a game all year, come to this one and spread the word. All Buckeye Nation needs to be in Tyler 7 o'clock and intimidate Carthage with our presence as a nation. So, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Todd and I'll be rooting from a nice warm seat in the press box.
There you go.
It's always the best seat in the house while we do this, by the way. We're too lazy to sit out in the cold and the rain.
We are happy and proud to say that we are happy that you don't care what we think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we know that. We know that. We give him advice. He never listens to us.
That's all right.
It's kind of hurtful, but, we'll get over it. So, Coach, congratulations. We'll see everybody. 7 o'clock, Tyler Rose Stadium, Friday night. Come support the Buckeyes. Let's upset Carthage Bulldogs and head on to state.
Go Buckeyes.
Go Buckeyes.